This is Sizzle with Karen Dougherty. Joining us today, Tammy Saunders with CrossFit Dubuque. Do you want to be part of the 30-day or 60-day transformation? Then hit up Sizzle on any of our social media platforms at Fit to Be Trained. Here's your host of Sizzle, Karen Dougherty.
Yay! I love it.
I know. It's so funny.
It's fun.
Crowd. There's a huge crowd out there.
I changed the open a little bit, so I threw Karen off guard.
You did.
You can see it on her face.
Yeah, she looked a little confused for a minute.
Like, okay, we're doing this. But it's so nice now because it's been a year and I'm relaxed and I realize that nothing has to be perfect. And that's actually kind of my New Year's resolution. If we had one, would be to I'm not going to worry about things. I'm perfectly imperfect. And I think when we try to do everything perfect, it holds me back because it's almost like I was always doing a all or nothing. If I can't do it perfectly, then oh my goodness, look, then there's nothing. So I'm going to try now to not be so uptight, not be so like everything has to be I'm going to be 60 this year, and I don't want to take that anxiety that I've had through 59 years. I want to say that's a lesson that I've learned, and I'm going to move forward. Nothing has to be perfect, just live life. So
I like it.
Right? How are you doing, Tammy? And Steve covered it for me. And Tammy's been with us before. This is Tammy's like fourth time on the
I've been here a bit.
Third time, and she's been a great guest and our most viewed programming. How about that?
Right.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I wanted to have somebody strong. I wanted to have somebody strong on to start out the year, but I don't even mean it like strong, even though we know that you are very strong. I wanted strong, just, visibility. And I thought, why not just call Tammy? And Tammy's always like one of those gals like, I'll do it. If you can, you will. If you can't, you won't.
Absolutely.
So thank you for,
you're welcome.
And let me remind everybody who Tammy is. Tammy is a master's athlete from CrossFit. If you haven't heard of CrossFit yet, look it up. It's one of the most coolest, I think. It's like, remember, it's my opinion. One of the coolest ways to exercise and get yourself in shape. And it tends to be a challenging regiment, but I really need people to know, especially in our age group, that Tammy is really good. She's at the top. There is plenty of us that are working out and doing modifications, and CrossFit is super open-minded. You can be anybody and show up at one of those classes. And so never be intimidated when you hear, I think when people look up CrossFit, they might be like, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. I don't know if I could do all that. Yes, you can, right, Tammy? I mean, yes, you can.
Yeah.
It's for everyone. But Tammy worked for Barbell Saves, and she worked in a CrossFit gym in Arizona. And that's how I got to talking to her because I'm in recovery. And I loved that whole Barbell Saves idea that you guys had out in Arizona. So that's how we know each other, right? But I wanted to hear about your story. I wanted to hear about your journey. So then we had you on again. And now your journey has continued. You've had and I loved when you were back for the year ending, how you had moved to Arizona. Now you realize, I think you've always realized you can do hard things. But I think Well, I think what I wanted to hear about the move in the middle of the winter, moving from Arizona to Iowa, and I lived in Minnesota for a long time. So there's a lot of snow from that area. So you were actually going the opposite direction.
I was. So yeah, I think the last time that you had me on, I hadn't even shared with you. I knew that I was planning a departure, but we had not shared that with all of the barbell saves, the gym that I bought with my brother and his wife, that we didn't tell them. Like, it was still kind of movement behind the scenes. And so I really didn't feel like I could say anything. So I didn't want my old members or my new to find out on a podcast. So I did. I left the barbell saves in July.
I totally understand.
Yeah. And it was, so there have been some really big moments in my life that were super hard decisions. Getting divorced, really big, super hard decision. Leaving Dubuque the first time to go to Arizona, where I knew one person. I knew my roommate, and I didn't know anybody else there. That was super hard.
When you went to Arizona.
Yeah. When I left Dubuque 5 years ago, I left. I packed everything that would fit in my car, and I gave away everything else. And I just said, I'm going to go see what I can do. I had a job, not with the barbell saves, with a different gym that fortunately for me did not work out. And I really just kind of stumbled onto the barbell saves. They were hiring, and I'm sober. My family has been, we've been steeped in recovery of my entire life. I grew up in addiction and alcoholism and the whole thing, through, all different, the whole gamut, sobriety, using, not using, treatment, rehab, all the things, jail, all of it. So I reached out to them, and I'm like, I don't know if I qualify. And they're like, yeah, you qualify. So I took a job with them. And like you said, Karen, it was a really unique position where I got to use all the stuff I learned as a CrossFit coach, and then my life experience as someone who had lived in that world. And it was this unique opportunity to marry my love and passion for helping people and my passion for fitness. When I got divorced and when I kind of stepped into this new chapter of my life, like almost 15 years ago, I was just lost. I didn't have direction. I felt I was a quitter. I felt like I had disappointed myself and my family and all the things, and I didn't know how to do hard shit. I thought I did. I was resilient because of the life I led, but that was never by choice. I was resilient because what else was I going to do? You just figure it out. But I never purposely put myself in situations that were uncomfortable, where I had to do hard things and either fail or succeed. So got the job with Barbell Saves. I worked there for 5 years, built up an amazing team, worked with some incredible people. And when I don't know if it's God, I don't know if it's the universe, but when the universe kind of whispers and puts a plan in motion, I just really believe that you just kind of follow. And I felt, for a lot of different reasons, it was time for me to pass the torch on to the guys that I had trained up, that I had coached up, that the community was in a place that they were ready for new leadership, that they were ready for a big change. Because, people in recovery, Karen, changing one thing is like, what do you mean there's not a 7 o'clock class? Like, the world's fall apart. So I just felt like the timing was right. I had come back to Iowa to visit my family, my brother, my sister, my nieces and nephews, and my own son moved back here. So pretty much all of my family lived here. And I came back to visit in last January. And the owner of the gym where I started, where I always trained, where I still come back to and train, where I started coaching, he told me he was thinking about selling. And I said, hey, if you're ever thinking about it, give me a phone call. And he said, you want to move back to Iowa? And I said, no one wants to move back to Iowa. But I do want to own a gym. Like, Iowa, no, I don't want to do winter. I've done, no winters, no snow. But
it's tough.
it is. But like I said, I really did feel like that it was, I don't want to say out of my hands, but I just felt like it was an opportunity that I couldn't let pass up. I didn't know if it would be a good opportunity or a bad one. I love my brother and his wife very much, but like we're all human and business does funny things to people. So
Right? Oh,
I,
yeah.
right. And I had worked, pretty much with autonomy in Phoenix. Rob pretty much said, run the gym the best way you know how and pour everything you have into it. So coming here and collaborating with my brother and sister-in-law, I was like, I do things a certain way and I have a certain standard and that's non-negotiable. I'll listen to suggestions. I'm not so rigid I can't change, but there are certain things I'm just not willing to budge on. And so, so I left Phoenix in July, came back, we took over the gym, and I've been here since. So that's
so
where
awesome.
I think that's catching you up.
Remind me,
Yeah.
you left and you
Yeah.
left Phoenix in what month?
In July.
September?
No, in
So I
July.
thought you said July. I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was July. Okay.
Yep. So I left and I moved back. We took
so
official ownership.
How are you? Okay. So I like
Yeah.
how you said you were non-negotiable on certain things. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming that your brother was probably open to that, knowing that you
Yeah.
had ran that gym. He was probably
Yeah.
like, hey, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Who cares?
Yeah.
You
And-
do what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And here's
so how's it going? How has the climate affected your training, your recovery, your mindset now that you're into winter?
Yeah, it was, I'm not going to lie, it was rough. I mean, there were many days where I sat in my car. The first time it got it said below, I don't know, 19 below or I don't know, 12 below in my car. And funny story about it, last year in Phoenix, I had finally gotten rid of the last of all of my winter stuff, like my winter clothes. I had one bag of stuff that I would bring back with me when I would come visit. I had no shovel. I had no nothing. And so I'm not in the garage, and so it's freezing cold. It had snowed, and I took an old credit card to try to use as a scraper. That was me trying to come to work, and I was like, I'm not long for this world. This is not going to be a good winter. This is going to be hard.
Quickly we forget. Yeah,
I did.
But it comes back to you too really quick, though. I bet. I bet you're cool already. Like you're ready.
Muscle memory with the weather.
Yes. Yes. So, it was a gradual change. I'm glad I didn't move back in boom cold. The summer here was great. July, September, October, they had our winter or our summer kind of bled into later October. It was amazing. I got, to see fall and I got all of that beautiful stuff, and it was really hot and humid, which I love that here. So training at first was really kind of similar. I did take a step away from my coach. When I left Phoenix, I was feeling a lot. It had been a lot in 4 years where I felt like I didn't
train, right?
I was, Steve. I felt, and right before this is me. The day before I left, I planned Barbell Saves one of our biggest fundraisers. It's our Row for Recovery. It's a big thing, and I planned it, and it was literally 2 days before I left. I had everything packed in my car again. I'm hosting this big event, and then I drive back, and that was a fiasco in itself. But anyway, I get here, and I'm like, I hadn't been I felt like I was up here for the last year with 2 years, going to the games and all the competitions, and becoming I'm interning now for seminar staff. I don't know if it's called interning, but I want to be on CrossFit seminar staff, so the people who train the coaches to go be coaches. So I've had a few assessments. So that's a lot, and a new gym, and I'm living between my brother's guest room and my sister's couch, and it was so much. And I felt days where after I was done at the gym, I was like, just don't talk to me. I don't have the capacity for anything. And I took a step back. I talked to my coach and I said, listen, I'm not done competing, but I don't know what my life looks like right now. I have to figure out some stuff. I'm going to be coaching full time. I'm running an affiliate. I have little nieces and nephews that I'm like, are running around and all this stuff. My son is here, his fiance, my sister. And so I really took some time to like fitness for fun. I was like, I'm just going to fitness. I'm going to show up every day and I'm going to do the thing because I feel that my members have to see me bought in and doing the thing that they're doing every single day. Sweating with them. It is. I love it. I love that sometimes they beat me and a lot of times they don't. Yeah. And that makes me really happy because I'm the oldest person in the gym of women, the oldest woman in the gym. But so yeah, it's been some changes. I'm slowly acclimating. It's getting easier to motivate myself in the winter. And I'm happy to say that my coach and I have reunited. I started training for the games last week. So I'm making another run at it. I'm doing all the harder shit now. I'm doing a local competition with one of our athletes in next month, which will be fun just to throw down. These guys have never seen me compete or do anything like that. The coolest thing I think, and I'd be remiss to not mention it, is when I left here, I was not the Tammy that came back. I had a really, I had a really big transformation while I was here. I was here for 8-9 years and I had a really big transformation. And I was a coach. I've been coaching for a couple of years. I had never competed really on a bigger stage, been doing the open. And so I left here and leaving home and going somewhere no one knows you really allows you to be any person you want to be in the entire world. No one had any expectations on me. There was no glass ceiling. There was no here's what she can do. And the people I surrounded myself with just let me. I feel like it felt like decades I was there, but it wasn't. The growth has been exponential. Right. The people who were here when I left and had me coach them when I left, I only knew how to coach one way, and that was what my coaches taught me. I learned so much in the recovery community, how to be more compassionate, how to be more empathetic, how to really, really embrace what CrossFit is, which is community. Yeah, it's about meeting standards. Yeah, it's about the way we do things. But it's also about, do my members feel seen and heard? Do they feel valued? Do they feel like they're getting, benefit? Are they feeling healthier and moving better and having a better quality of life? And what you started with by saying CrossFit's for anyone, the growth I've seen in this community, just because I do things different, not better, but I just do things a little different. They're like, no one's ever talked to us like this before. Like, this is mind blowing. The approach I have. So it's been, wild. Like, it's been a culture shift for them. Like, I realized moving back, I wasn't just buying a business. I was creating a culture that I wanted to live in and thrive in. So that's what I think of myself as. Every day I'm showing up and we're just creating a culture. We're just creating a community. We're pouring into people. We're service minded. We're giving back. We're living it. We're breathing it with them. Right. Anyway, I could go on all day, but that's what I've been doing. How are you?
Did you find I know, right? No, and that's exactly what I wanted. I appreciate it. Like, I'm going down my list of things, and this is basically to keep us on track. That's it. I want you to have the floor, and that's why I send you guys this, just so you know where I'm going.
I love that.
And
very helpful.
Covered how the local community has responded to how you you covered so much of it. And I'm trying to pick out where I can
let's just start with the games. I mean, so you've been out of the games or trying to qualify for a couple years now, right? So this is kind of like your new adventure, trying to qualify to get into the games.
Yeah.
So what's your strategy moving forward for that?
So really just doing the stuff that I was doing when I made it the last time. And you're right. When I arrived in Phoenix, I had a goal to make it to the second round after the open. So quarterfinals is what they called it. And that was my goal, and I achieved it. And then I got a coach, and then I'm like, I want to do semifinals. And then the year I thought I was just going to do semifinals in 2024, the programming was written for me. It was like the CrossFit gods were like, you have paid your dues. Here is your programming. You're good at all of this. Take it and run. And I did, and I qualified. Last year, not so much, but also last year, I think, Steve, when you said like overwhelmed and like just so much, and like, I think that last year I was ready I knew some change was happening. That thresholdy time in your life where you're like, something's brewing. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can feel something is changing. There's this shift in like vibes. And so I knew it. And I think that last year, like I just wasn't all in it. I ended up top 30, went to the games. I finished semifinals in 38th. And I honestly I was happy with that. I was getting ready to move. I was, in the process of buying a business. I had flown back and forth. I was not training at the capacity I was, because I think I trained consistently, not just for the games, but I was doing 4 big competitions a year, plus the open and the games training. And I think my body was just like, there was not an off season for 4 years. And my body's like, you can't keep it up.
I know, just hearing you say it as a trainer, I was like, I didn't realize you were doing 4 majors and the open and all that. Would you say that you're starting to incorporate more recovery and starting to try and slow down?
Okay. I'm trying to be, so my coach and Bill and I are really working on, instead of spending 3 hours on training, super, super high volume, all of the stuff, we feel like I have a really, really good base right now, that like my fitness level, the base level is really good. And I really just need to like focus on the things that I struggle with. So keep a hold of the things I'm good at and just maintain that. And then really be more intentional with my training. Like right now, what are we going to see in the open? What strength things, what skill things, what gymnastics things? Really, I'm doing a lot of back to basics. I'm doing a lot of EMA, like every minute on the minute, do 5 of these, just repeats, just drilling in the movements. And it feels good. It feels good. I'm almost like, I need more, but he's like, no, not yet. So really trying to, I feel now I'm in a good place. I have a pretty set schedule. I open the gym every day and I coach from 5 a.m. until usually 2 p.m. And then I train between classes, so I kind of jump in where I can and I train. But yeah, I'm just doing all the things that got me here the last time and working with a coach and trying to be more intentional. And when it's a rest day, saying it's a rest day. When it's time to rest, it's time to rest. Dial in my eating, dial in my sleep.
I like how you said your coach, that is intentional, definitely on his part, I would assume, because you were like, I need more. He's teaching you to know, hesitate in the moment.
Enough is enough for today.
And granted, like you've really succeeded with that other mindset. So it probably is hard for you as an athlete to go, okay, wait, all right, I gotta. But it'll be interesting to see if that makes you, kind of, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I do,
like you're at a plateau, and a lot of times, I learned in college years ago, we would do what's called periodization. And if an athlete was at a plateau, you'd work them, you'd work them and work them and work them, and then you'd pull them. And a lot of times they'd be like, what? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Like you're telling him and he's going, And that's the hardest thing to do, I think, even as a coach, because you want to give that athlete. And so anyway, you guys have to sit for a little bit. It's like usually 4 or 5 days, literally. And then you bring the athlete back in and hit them hard. And usually And it's like, I think of it as like machinery. Sometimes you have to lay off on something, and then I think of a Harley.
Yeah, it's right. And sometimes you got to open it up, like it's time.
Take it out on the freeway and open it up. And but before that, you stop. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he's doing. You know, he's gonna try and help you pull back, and it'll be interesting to see how you mindset even wise, because I think when we're always in that, it
was a hustle every day. And you know, between coaching other people and you coach, you know what it's like. It's you're always on. You're given 100. Like I bring the energy to the room. So if I'm having a day, they're having a day. And they don't pay me to have a day. They pay me to like have the best hour of their day or a really good hour of their day. And so energy is really important. And so I'm learning to
and the kind of energy.
Yes.
Like you said, is it quality?
Yes.
Or is it like I joked for years, I'm like, I was just driven by cortisol for like
that's years. Exactly how I felt. And I had this major cortisol dump. And I like the one day my sister was like, do you want to do anything? I'm like, nope. She's like, do you want to go anywhere? I was like, no, I don't. It was like probably the first Sunday in forever that I literally did nothing. I don't know that I left the couch. I just kept getting up to get coffee and probably snacks. I was like,
a lot. I do a lot of chilling. But I get it. I was always like last week, we talked about adrenal fatigue, and
it's a thing, man. It's a thing.
It's so awful feeling. And I don't even know how to describe it, but you probably that's where you were at. And
I think I was,
it just it's where you just can't take it. It's such a deep feeling of fatigue. But and moving,
it felt like, I'm sorry. It felt like before I left, like right in my last kind of workouts before I stopped training as hard, where it like I had to literally force myself. Like I can do hard shit. I don't always feel like doing it, but I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get to the gym. And once I start, I'm fine. But it was to the point where I had to. It was like talk myself through everything. Tammy, go pick up your barbell. Tammy, go put weights on your barbell. You have to do this. You have to do this. Like you are trying to go to the games. You have to do these workouts. Like you have to. And I realized that like the love and it was. I don't know. It just got to be not a good space for me. And so I think taking a little bit of a step away and focusing more on coaching others and less about myself and serving people and putting it out there. I feel like now I'm in a place where I'm like, I love this again. Like training feels really good. It feels hard, but it feels fun, which is good. And I'm sorry, I interrupted
Tammy,
you.
what are your hardest movements? Like the ones that you
like,
all right, I need to work on. Yeah.
The movements I don't like to see come up are really, I mean, I would typically say machines because I'm a smaller athlete and it's just like they're tougher for someone my size, like rowing or biking, or I like ski erging. That's one machine. But so if I see a rower or a bike, but that was something that Bill really had me lean into. And my coach before Bill, they were like, you're being on the assault bike all the time. You're going to be on it. So now it's not as bad. Ring muscle ups are my nemesis. They're either really, really good, and I'll go for 6 to 8 months where I can hit them every time. I can do doubles. I can do triples. I can do them. And then this week he programmed them. I couldn't get one. And I'm like, what the F? A month ago, I got a bunch in a workout. So that's something I'm working on a lot. I love the gymnastics movements, but like butterfly pull-ups, high volume, snatching at heavy weights, I'm not very good at. I can overhead squat a ton of weight, but something in that pull, I don't know, like that transition, it's a hard move for me. So those are moves that I work on a lot. But for the most part, I love everything else.
You can do overhead squat.
Yeah, if I get the bar up over my head, I know I can squat it.
A little bit of a struggle. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that one is. And it's a technique thing. Yeah. My overhead squat is way heavier than my snatch. by probably about 40 or 50 pounds. It's embarrassing. It was but I know like if I can get a weight over my head, if I can like jerk it behind my head and lift it, I can squat it. So it's just weird.
That's
yeah,
my favorite.
Let me ask you one other question, Tammy.
Yeah.
I want to compound at it more.
Okay.
Then I'll stop dominating.
No,
I like it.
But this is an interesting question for me, and then I got a suggestion maybe. But is there a piece of you that misses still what like the Barbell Saves Project had to offer? Like, is there something that you tell yourself? Because I feel like we're on the same vibe, me and you and Karen.
Yeah.
There's probably some fulfillment within your desire where you don't have to do something along the same lines exactly.
Yeah.
But probably in the future, there's some kind of shoe that you can fill to make an impact still on people's lives with the credentials that you have. Am I correct in assuming that?
You are 1000% correct. When I left Dubuque, there weren't really any recovery houses or sober living houses. There's a pretty decent sized recovery community, but there's not anything like the Barbell Saves. And I don't know that I would want to do like a standalone, but I have been approached by some people. Would we want to run a class for people in recovery, or had we considered it? Was that something? So that is something, or for people like with some mental health stuff going on.
Well, I got an idea. It kind of just almost what you said with the mental health thing, and just so what's the in between for someone who checks themselves, say into a facility, or just tries to maybe exercise, and it doesn't even have to be someone with addiction per se.
Yeah,
it could just be someone who wants to go into some sort of a boot camp environment. But I can't help to think that if with your credentials in cold Iowa, right after New Year's in January, that you don't host some sort of 6-week program where these people come, they don't have to live in some halfway house or whatever. They could just rent a hotel or Airbnb. Obviously, there's be people with money, and you try to basically help turn their lives around, maybe a couple hours a day.
Do a cable show.
Overcharge them because they're going through this, semi-medical type of experience. Do a cable show. That's kind of actually interesting. But almost like, because I'm sitting here like, you know what? Tammy's awesome. I would go to boot camp in Iowa.
What was that show?
Push myself in the right direction.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Steve.
I see what you're saying.
You're saying more like a retreat.
Yeah. More like a retreat, not necessarily
that you could put on your resume that you
I love that.
I know you've already.
I like that.
She has this unique niche of everything that she's already.
I would help
done.
you with that.
Exactly.
Retreats where oh my god and do retreats where you could do the
a couple thousand get your hotel and a couple $1,000 and let's do it for 6 months.
And I have a lot of
recovery and you do weight training.
I have some friends I love that idea. So my brother, who is my partner, is actually a nurse practitioner, and he works here locally. He has a practice. And he and I have talked about how do we help more people, not just regular everyday people, but who can afford to come to a CrossFit gym, who maybe aren't struggling, who just their life in life. But how do we help more people? And I think that I like that idea, Steve. And I think that we should hop on a Zoom call at some point with my brother and talk about what that might look like. I love that idea because I think that sometimes immersing yourself with other people who are going through the same struggles and doing the hard thing together and being away from your friends and your family and all the things and really be able to 6 weeks is a really great amount of time to lay a foundation and to build some healthy habits and to find a new habit that is healthy mentally and physically. I like that.
Get them home right before Valentine's Day. How about that?
Okay. I like it. I like where you're thinking.
I think a retreat too, that would I think you
even if it wasn't
scale,
if it wasn't that long, having something
6 weeks, that's hard because that's getting to more like a treatment.
Yeah,
sort of.
I think you're just catering to rich people at that point, but
Yeah.
maybe that's what you want.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah,
You're the idea guy, aren't you?
And what's nice too is to have something end. Like that's what's nice. Like there's a beginning and there's an end.
Yeah, graduation.
Too, right.
Yeah.
Because that gives someone.
Yeah, the midway through bowling night, we can all go out and eat pizza.
Where they can wrap their mind around it, and you get. But like 6 weeks where they don't have to stay somewhere, like you could do like. Well, obviously, any gym.
But I mean, that's a discipline someone needs though to get going in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
rather
I think
than 4
so.
or 5 days.
Well, definitely a sobriety kind of issue. Yeah, like back in the day, we used to go to treatment for 28 days. Then we
28 days.
Nowadays, keeping them right. That was old school, and now they keep them 60, 70, 90. And now they have programs where they're going in
like the step down, right? And now I'm in residential, and now I'm in a halfway house, and now I'm in a sober living, and now I'm on. It's like this whole step down model, which I think is great because I think that it's working. I would say definitely that my passion for the recovery space and that group of people, my people, that's not gone. I just have been trying to kind of figure out what does it look like here, and how do what could that look like in the space I have now, and what could that look like down the road. I have one of the local colleges. There's a few local colleges. They invited me to give a talk to their coaches on coaching special populations. And so I went there and I talked to them about what I did with barbell. And those were kind of not exactly what you said, Steve, but just like popcorning ideas. Like, why isn't there a place like this? Why don't you open this thing? Why don't you do this? But being able to even just talk to up and coming coaches about, you're going to meet a lot of different people. You're not going to know who's in recovery. You're not going to know who has mental health issues or who might be, a survivor of domestic violence or abuse or whatever it might be. So I think that my work is not done here. So I will probably want to hop on a Zoom and talk to you. No.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, the Midwest that's where I got sober. I've been in treatment in and out my whole life, but Minnesota is a really great place to get sober. And I'm not sure what it's like in Iowa, but probably similar. Virginia is a little bit difficult, believe it or not.
Iowa is.
I mean, you can get sober anywhere.
You can, but I think that Iowa has. It's where I live in Dubuque, Iowa. It's right on the border of Wisconsin and Illinois. So if you go across one bridge, you're going into Wisconsin. The other bridge, you're going into Illinois. And it's a river town. There was a brewery here for a long, long time. And now there's several little micro breweries that came up, but it is just culturally a drinking town. Like if I'm going to a baby shower, there's going to be a kegger. If I'm going to, a funeral, a wake, it doesn't matter what I'm going to. It is a drinking occasion. It's just it's just the culture. So I think it's really interesting having conversations with people, and they're like, so wait, you don't ever drink? And I'm like, no, never. And they're like, but you used to party really hard. I'm like, yeah, that's why I never drink, because bad things tend to happen when I drink. But I think that it's very needed here. I think that there's a recovery community, but if I'm not going to go out and drink or party or go out to clubs, what am I doing then? What does my social circle look like? And I just don't think there's a lot of options. So giving them fitness, giving them something else really helps. What's that smile for, ma'am?
Oh yeah, and it's funny because I love take the party out of me. Like even when you're saying it's a drinking town, I'm like, yeah. And I've been sober for 15 years this time, and then prior. I mean, most of my life, I've been sober, but there's a lot to do when you're not drinking, and if you're alcoholic, drinking is just a big pain in the ass. Like it's really funny how people are like, oh, it's so hard. And I know that it can be hard for people, but that's really what my job is, to make them realize it's harder to stay drunk.
Right.
It's easier
I mean, you
to
choose
just
your
get
hard,
rid of
right?
it and enjoy your life.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're just
It
choosing your
really is
hard.
to be proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And fitness is a great gateway, a great
It is.
replacement to take their mind off of, and it helps you feel better about
Yeah.
yourself, is why. And I've
I,
just always been in fitness, whether I was
yeah.
using or not. Like I was
Yeah.
just always in it, but I found that it really helped me
Yeah.
in the recovery space, because I'm
Yeah.
just that kind of person.
Hmm.
So obviously, most of my clients are not in recovery. Most of them are
Yeah.
normies and regular
Yeah.
people. I just
Yeah.
have a program
Yeah.
that I when somebody's coming out of treatment and they've already made the decision that they
Yeah.
really would like to try and see what this
Yeah.
sober thing is about, is
Yeah.
to kind of just hold their hand and let them see,
Yeah.
how there's other things to do.
Right.
The programming gets beyond the exercise and the
Yeah.
nutrition, and we focus in
Yeah.
on boundaries and how to,
Mhm.
like, say you do go to a party, like how to
Yeah.
kind of work your way around that, whether it
Yeah.
be like take your own kombucha or take your own drink, like
Yeah.
starting to, say, to live in a world, you
Right.
know,
Because in the world there is substances. There just is. And
and it's
you're
everywhere, and it's like just like having an allergy to peanuts,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
you're just not going to go to a party and eat peanuts, are you?
Right.
No. So for me, I can eat peanuts. I just can't drink alcohol. And so I just need
Right?
people to kind of stop
Yeah.
making it so like, oh my God, my life
Yeah.
is over.
Yeah.
And now, like, my
I
guest last week, Nancy Adams, is a health coach, and like she was saying, it's almost popular now, even for non addicts,
yeah.
to
Yeah.
be sober curious now.
Right. Yeah, that wasn't a thing before. People weren't, I mean, if you were sober curious just meant like I'm just not drinking. There wasn't a label on it. It's just like, no, I'm
And
not
you
drinking today.
one of them and call them quitters.
And I
I mean,
think
yeah,
that
like
what you said about the people that come and that they've already made the decision. I think that what you said about the fitness, it goes beyond fitness. And I think that when people learn that they can do hard things, whatever the hard thing is, and
yeah,
intentionally putting someone in an uncomfortable, I won't even say hard things. I'm uncomfortable
right.
and I don't have coping skills. So I might go pick up a substance. I'm uncomfortable or mad or I'm something and I don't have a coping skill other than using. So I think that whether you're, someone who's in recovery or not, I think the gym, everybody in their life has those things that are uncomfortable for them. And when we can't figure out how to navigate uncomfortable shit, then we overdrink and oversex and overgamble and overeat and over relationship and over all the over things because we just don't know how to cope. So I think that fitness has that power to like really, really reshape. And then I think just doing the hard shit with other people makes it better,
Well, I
better
wonder
than
if
doing it
fitness
alone.
too helps with so many things. Like it's not even, I wonder, because it definitely
Hmm.
is about the exercise, because it does scientifically give you
Yeah.
endorphins, which
Yep.
helps with your mood, and the uncomfortability of letting go of
Yeah.
a substance, like you said. And also it you realize, like, I can do hard things. And
Right.
so, like you just said too, somebody's
Yeah.
hard is
Yeah.
maybe quitting using a
Right.
substance, where somebody
Right.
else's hard is maybe a breakup, and,
Right.
somebody else's hard is
Hmm.
they're gonna quit eating beats that day, you know, like
Right.
I
Right.
like how you said that, how
Right.
whatever your hard might be
Right.
that day,
Right.
and we've all got something.
Right.
So my
Yeah.
sobriety and fitness program, I try to make it realize that it's not as big of a deal. And obviously most of them are in therapy. I'm not a
Sure.
therapist. So
Sure.
like you
Sure.
said, like
Same.
learning
Yeah.
coping skills and all that kind of stuff, that I have the pleasure of being able to go, like
Right.
I can be a peer and be a
Right.
cheerleader,
You
but then
can
I'm
say,
like,
this
okay,
worked for
we
me.
better
This
call
worked for me.
therapist,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then call your
Sure.
therapist or whatever if
Yep.
it's something. Or also, like a lot of programs, they have like what's called sponsors and stuff like
Oh,
that,
yeah, for
and
sure.
I don't even play that that role, but I'm willing to always be a peer and show them how exercise is something to take your mind off things. Scientifically, it really does help with endorphins. That's
Right.
been proven. And
Yeah.
again, I think, like you said, the mental aspect of realizing you can do hard things, of discipline, of
Right.
saying you're going to meet somebody at 7 a.m.
Right. And then
You're going
showing
to
up at 7 a.m. and
7
yeah.
a.m. and doing it. That
Yeah.
builds confidence, which
Yeah.
helps get rid of
It's
the
like those
alcohol,
habits, right? Like,
the drug, or whatever,
yeah.
right? Or the
Yep.
food, or the boyfriend.
Yep. And I think that it's even just having ownership of your own body, like feeling feels. What does heavy weight feel like? What does it feel like when I hang from a pull-up bar? What does it feel like when I carry more than my body weight through space? Like really reconnecting with your person and that mind muscle connection, right? Like, or even just like, what does it feel like when I stand up really tall? What does it feel like that I'm not nervous walking to my car because I feel confident. I feel like I can do things. I don't know. I think it just gives us a lot of power back. At barbell, whenever we did anything overhead with barbells, it could be an empty barbell. One of our girls would call her Wonder Woman pose. And she goes, I love being Wonder Woman. I feel so powerful when I get to do this. And it didn't matter if it was a stick over her head. She's like, this makes me feel really powerful. And so it's a way to reclaim some of that. And again, whether you're in, whether, like you said, we all have a thing, right? Like we're all just like some degree of broken person. Like we've all got some bumps and bruises from the road trying to life. And when we can life with people who see us and value us and hear us and where we feel like we matter and we're important and somebody gives a shit if we showed up and they notice when we didn't, and it's like, hi, how are you? I'm so happy you're back today. God, we did really hard stuff the other day. Are you ready for another day? Let's see what we can do today. I think it's just
bonding. That's what CrossFit is.
It is. And
Emily is a CrossFit coach, and she was on here, and she called it trauma bonding because some of the workouts are traumatizing.
Sure. They are some of them. Yes.
Connect.
I agree.
And I did always think, because we do such hard things together, and however we cope with them, like, however we cope with those workouts, we're doing it together. Some of us are quiet, some of us are yelling, some of us are, it's just, and everybody just lets everybody be, and it is that's the bond about that room full of people that CrossFit has become so popular that
for sure
we're all in there pretty bonded, and we are missed. Like you do notice, like you said, that's why I talk that place up, is because you will notice. I like how you said that, where you're noticed if you're not there,
right?
So it is nice to build that habit, and I think that's why there was so much success with barbell saves, and there would be always a success if we can get somebody in addiction to start exercising, getting them to start.
You're right.
The hook can happen pretty well. I've had okay luck with it. Like I usually only take on one sober, one or two, like, because that programming, it requires a lot of time. Like I can work out with them up to 3 and 4 times a week. So it is different cost. It's a whole
Sure.
different
Sure.
programming. So I usually only have like 1 or 2 clients at a time on that program. And then all the other stuff is just all of us normies are in there just doing normal, nutrition and food. But
well, I think it's wild. What I didn't know when I first started coaching is I thought it was all about the CrossFit methodology, which it is. And I'm not taking away from that. Like, you have to know foundational movements. You have to teach people how to move safely and efficiently and technically sound. But I realize that I'm really in a relationship business. Like, if people don't like me, they're not coming to my classes. If people think I'm a jerk and they don't like, if they don't like me, they're not going to buy a membership. And so I think that people who have success in this business are really good at building relationships, in showing up for their members, in being interested, and not just talking all about themselves, but inquiring, like, hey, how does this feel? What does that feel like today? Where are you at? Where are you at? Scale of 1 to 10. You good? You bad? What do we got? Give me what you got. And I think that that's something that all the little nuggets I learned from barbell, like, I put in my back pocket. And I used to tell my coaches, whatever continuing education you can have, whatever experiences you have here, tuck that somewhere and don't forget it, because you're going to take it on to the next job. Right? That's what you're doing. You're skill building for your next level. It's real. Right. And so I've been able to shift a culture, or start to shift a culture, by implementing little things that we were very intentional about in Phoenix. Like, it was very intentional, everything we did, and instilling in my coaches here and like my team, like, we're not just throwing shit at a wall and seeing if it sticks every day. Like, have a plan. Like, you're a professional coach. These people depend on you.
Right.
Like, so anyway, I could just talk for hours. So you just have to
I know. I love this. And like, that happened last week. Like, I didn't have my timer on, and like, we were like an hour.
I know. I was like,
and we've done that. Us three have done that.
Yes.
I really think that I was taking a peek at my little cheat sheet, and I wish I would have made the type bigger, so you'll see me like staring at it.
Okay. That's all right.
Because a lot of it, like, what did you learn through the move? A lot. How you stay grounded and joyful, all of this.
Yep.
I know this will be a good way to end out, and a fun way. Iowa food. Iowa's not known for its food. And wait.
That's a steak, right?
Corn. So we're not
everywhere. It's still
it's been, I'll tell you what, somebody asked me what I missed about Phoenix. And I mean, I miss the community, I miss my gym, all of that, but I miss the food and I miss the temperatures. I felt it was very, very easy to make healthy choices anywhere I went. There's so many places that weren't chain restaurants with healthy options, or like protein friendly, or whatever it was. I felt like you had to go out of your way to eat not well. And coming back here, the first, I'm like, oh, let's go out to eat. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now there are some restaurants here that are farm to table that are really more mindful about like ingredients and freshness and all of that kind of stuff. But Iowa's meat and potatoes. Iowa's a lot of gravy, a lot of sauces. We're corn fed. We are farmers. We're built strong, right? This weather is not for the slight. You have to be like a hardy soul. So
I really like it out there.
But the food I love. So there's sweet corn here. I'm going to give a shout out to a local farmer. It's Finsel's sweet corn. It is the best. And I go to farmer's market and I get it. My sister and I, when my kids were little, on Sundays, we would have Finsel's sweet corn and BLT sandwiches with like Finsel's tomatoes and lettuce. And it was like all these it was like, that was our thing. So that has been my favorite thing I've had since I came back. I also love wood-fired pizza. And one of my members owns one of our local breweries, Jubeck Brewery. And they have this pizza that is on a cauliflower crust, because I'm gluten-free. and it's cauliflower crust. And I had it during farmers market, and they had music, and it was so Iowa. It was like you're sitting having pizza and a coffee, and I'm like, I just worked out, and I'm with my sister, and it was so nice. And I was like, this is what I came back for. This is this is it. It was good.
Iowa to us, there was always a big biker jam in Iowa.
Oh yeah.
Young Minnesotan biker
Yep.
chick, we would always go into Iowa and
For sure.
I think it's 4th of July. And it was a pretty wild party back in the day.
Oh, it was wild here.
So I always have fond memories and riding Harleys in Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
Cornfield after cornfield.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
almost
it is.
mesmerizing.
Yep.
But it's pretty
yeah.
in its own right. And
Yep.
I just love the Midwest. I eat potatoes almost every day. I'm 86% Irish, but I always joke, well, they're really cost efficient, and
Yeah, we are.
I do cook them a lot, but yes, I'm a meat and potatoes person.
Yeah.
So when I moved to Minnesota, I just fit right in, and if anything, I felt like they were so much healthier because their meat was just better.
Meat is way better here, for sure.
Yeah, venison, and you get like I would go to Wisconsin to get buffalo meat, and so just and I just thought that would be fun because I know it's really bland compared to where I didn't know about Arizona food, but I just thought when I saw that, I was like, oh, what a great way to close up. Iowa's never been known for its food. Like, go to Iowa to eat corn.
I know. There's one, my sister loves this Mexican restaurant.
Glad.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have just
you're good
for a second. No,
you're
Mexican
good.
Restaurants are always always reliable, no matter where you are, aren't they?
Yes.
It's like thank
There's
God,
some good ones,
because if even here, like when
everybody likes Mexican,
right? Everybody likes it, and even here when when people come here, you always think you're going to take them for seafood, you're going to take them for this and that, and there's always one night, because if you have a whole group of people, it's like let's go to Mexican. Everybody likes Mexican.
I love it.
Right?
There's this place here that has.
Thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
And we'll have to keep catching on, like keep checking in on your journey.
Yeah, we'll get an update on the CrossFit when the CrossFit teams get here.
We will. The open starts in 50 days.
I'm confused. Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah, the CrossFit Open's coming up, right?
The open
have to do those workouts.
February.
Yeah, we'll be talking to you.
And then you'll have regionals after that. So
and then semifinals
would be around.
We'll be checking
the last workout or something like that.
I would love it. I would love it.
That'll be exciting.
You guys are awesome.
Thanks for being you.
You are so welcome. Thank you for always.
So kind.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Steve.
Have the best rest of your day, Tammy.
I will. Thank you, guys.
Stay in touch, Tammy. Thanks.
All right. I will. Thank you. Love you guys.
Thank you. That was great. Yeah, we'll have to check back in with her in a couple months. It's so cool to have like somebody like that is really working in the games and really training. And not that we don't train, right, Steve? We do. We're just not like
we're not on her level.
Athletically,
But she's inspiring. I would go to Iowa for 6 weeks if I could take I'm a pool man with nothing to do right now. That would be perfect for me to go there and
I love that.
Get some direction in my life.
I thought that was you inspired a lot by that little, like, you're like, I don't want to dominate. I'm so glad you said something that was pretty brilliant.
I think, because, she does that charity with the barbells.
Yeah.
You had to know there's still a piece missing there.
But like she said, we should like get on a Zoom call and start thinking about like even retreats or even just a fundraiser she could do.
Yeah. You don't have to hang your head on trying to get everybody clean and sober and take that burden on, because obviously that's kind of like what it was at the end of the day, a little bit of a you know, she was taxed at the end of it.
Yeah, it is a lot.
But she left it in good hands.
Yeah.
All right, good job, Sizzle.
Thanks. Later, Gator.
We'll be back next week. See you, everybody.
I want to hear the end of the song.